Hi everybody. Welcome to the at-home cooking show, Fall Feast Edition. Today we're going to be doing one of my family favorite recipes of butter rolls on the Big Green Egg. So we're going to start with, we've got all of our ingredients ready to go here. I've got 3 cups of flour. Just going to toss everything right into the bowl. So I've got 3 cups of flour. This will be 1 packet of yeast, or a 1/4 ounce. Then I have 2 teaspoons of salt, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1 cup of milk. I use whole milk. You can use skim or something else if that's what you've got available. 1 egg. And 7 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to throw all that right into our handy dandy mixer here with our dough hook attachment. So once all this comes together, we're going to mix it for a total of about 5 to 7 minutes until the dough becomes soft and supple. You'll see it go from kind of a gritty looking texture to actually a smooth elastic style texture. And when it gets to that point, then we'll be ready to go ahead and let it bulk proof. All right, so it's been about 10, maybe 15 minutes. The real important part here is the way that the dough looks. So if you take a look, go ahead and shut this off now. The dough itself has gotten kind of a nice smooth texture to it. Doesn't look all torn up and everything. So now we're going to do the bulk proof portion of making this recipe. And take just a little bit of oil. This isn't really enough to add any oil to the recipe. It's just to stop the dough from sticking to the bowl while it's proofing. Let's go ahead and coat the inside of that bowl just a little bit. So now I'm going to take the dough, form it into a nice little ball here. It's going to go right in there. We're going to cover it with a cloth and set it in a warm place. Doesn't have to be temperature controlled, just room temperature is fine. Until that doubles in size or essentially starts to kind of push up a little bit on this towel. And then we'll go ahead and form it up into rolls and get it ready to bake. All right, so it's been about an hour and a half, 2 hours. It's a little chilly in here. If it were warmer, it would have gone a little bit faster. But as you can see, our beautiful dough has about doubled in size. So that's going to develop a whole lot of flavor in there from the yeast. So we're just going to scrape that out. You can put a little bit of flour down if you really want, but with this particular bread recipe, you don't need to. So we're just going to take this, fold it about a third, fold it in the other third. That's going to help to redistribute the sugar that's in there to help feed the yeast. And we're just going to kind of make this into a little bit of a log. Since we're going to make rolls out of it, it just makes it easier to portion them out and have them stay fairly consistent. If you'd like, you can always weigh them out. We're looking for about a 2-ounce roll. So a little over, a little under is fine. Maybe a little big. Cut some off. There we go. And this recipe should make roughly a dozen and a half, depending on how picky you are on the size. Okay. Well, that worked out pretty well. And we'll just have one little baby one. All right, so you don't have to get real specific on baking your rolls. If you're able to roll them out by hand and turn them into nice little balls, that's great. If not, you can actually just kind of pinch them out flat and then roll it all up into a little ball. As long as you end up with a little ball at the end, you'll be fine. And you're going to place them about 1.5 inches apart. Just like that. There we go. Now we're going to want to cover these with a towel. It's going to help to keep them from drying out, but it's also going to allow them to rise without sticking to anything. You can use plastic wrap, but it tends to stick to the top of the rolls and kind of gives them a different look. So we're going to let this rise for about 45 minutes until they once again double in size, and they'll be ready to go on the egg. All right, so we've had an opportunity to let our rolls rise. As you can see, they're about double in size. If you press on the side just a little bit, it should hold the dimple of your finger. That lets you know that it's ready to go. Now we've got our egg set to 400 degrees. And of course we've got our convector in there. We're just gonna go ahead and throw those right on. It'll be about a 15-minute cook. And we're ready to enjoy. All right, so it's been about 15 minutes. Let's take a look at our rolls and see how they're looking. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at the bottom of them. If you thump them just a little bit and they sound hollow, you know they're done. So we're gonna go ahead and pull these off of here. Now for the final step here, what you're gonna wanna do is go ahead and just brush the top with melted butter. Out of the way. There we go. And then while that butter is still nice and moist, we'll go ahead and sprinkle just a little bit of kosher salt right on the top. Not enough to make them salty, just enough to give them a little extra flavor. And there you have one of my family's favorite recipes for butter rolls. Oh, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Thanks a lot, guys, and have a happy Thanksgiving and enjoy.